is Tina with You Made That. And today I have Lauren Espy with me, and she's with A Menagerie of Stitches. She does all things crochet. So we're going to talk to Lauren about how she got started and what she's got going on. Hi, Lauren.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yay, thanks for coming on, and thank you to everyone who's watching. Okay, Lauren, so you've got A Menagerie of Stitches for your company name. You've got the Instagram, the Facebook, the YouTube channel. Yeah, all the things, and I'll put all links to those in the description below. So how did you come up with the name A Menagerie of Stitches?
Well, originally I was going to be making, besides crochet things, I wanted to do like cross stitch and knitting, and all of those have stitches in common. And so that was kind of like my idea, that I really wanted to open up a shop that had all of the things that I really loved to do, like all the crafts I liked. And so then I started with crocheting things, and that was basically what I kind of started with. But a menagerie basically means like a collection of things, which is why I thought it was perfect for cross stitch, knitting, crochet, everything. And so that's what I was kind of going to do. But then I stuck with crochet, and that just became my little thing. And it kind of worked out because I make a collection of different crocheted things, like animals, plants, foods. Like it kind of works as being a menagerie of things.
Yeah. Oh, how cool. So yeah, I cross stitch, I knit, I crochet, but right now cross stitch is like my thing. Like that's where I'm at.
It's my hobby. It's the thing I do besides crocheting now.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Yeah.
cool. That's a whole nother discussion, girl.
Oh, it is. I could get into it. My mom taught me when I was really little, and so like I didn't really do it for most of my childhood, but then I picked it up again like 10 years ago, and her and I used to do it together. So it's just something that I've kept doing it because it's really fun.
Nice. Well, who taught you to crochet?
No one. I mean, myself.
Okay.
I grew up with my grandma and my mom being very creative. My mom loved to cross stitch, and she did baking and all kinds of stuff. And my grandma was the one that used to sew and would do all kinds of arts and crafts with my sisters and I. And so she just didn't crochet. That was like the one thing she didn't do. And so I was with her at Barnes and Noble, and I said, "Yo, can I get this book, Grandma?" And she's like, "Sure, why not?" And it was a book on Amigurumi. And so she got it for me, and I had no one to teach me. So I basically had to go to YouTube and teach myself how to crochet.
Wow. And now you've come full circle and you're teaching others to crochet.
Yeah. And it's funny too, because my husband and I were talking about this the other day. It's come full circle because my books are now in Barnes and Noble. Like I can find things of my own on this shelf, which is really cool.
That is cool. Wow. Okay, so you brought up a good point, amigurumi. So can you define that for us?
It's the Japanese word of creating, knitting or crocheting. It's like stuffed animals, or stuffed toys out of yarn.
All right, cool. Yeah, because that word can throw people. It's like, what?
Yeah, what is it? Yeah, it's the art of crocheting stuffed animals, really.
Cool.
Or
okay.
Stuffed toys.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna look at some slides here. Dun, dun, dun. I'm going to hide that. Whimsical Stitches. Okay, so this is your first book.
Yes, it is. I love it. I love it. That's so fun that you have it.
You signed it too.
Did I?
Yeah. You said, "Tina, we will be besties." No, you didn't. But I bought this. Thank you for helping me celebrate Whimsical Stitches' 3rd birthday.
Yes, that's right. I remember because it was I was having a big sale in my shop with all kinds of different things, and Whimsical Stitches was in there.
And you were like, I can't remember if you like had a limited, or if we had to like pay an extra $1 or something to have you sign it. But I was like,
yeah, yes. I honestly, my publishers tell me I can charge however much I want for the books on my website, but because I'm adding value to them by signing them, but I just leave it at the same price that it is.
Oh, okay. Then somehow I just got, but I was like, yes, please sign it.
I love signing them. I think they're fun. It's special to have a book signed by somebody.
It really is. It really is. And then it's special to have that person on your YouTube channel.
I'm so happy to be here. Yeah, of course.
I'm actually in process of working on one of these that's on the cover for a Christmas present. So I can't show you because
and you can't tell me.
Yeah, that person may watch this, but oh my gosh. I mean, and really like the pages, they're so good, and you show how to do it. So it's not scary, you
It's
know?
not. And that's the thing I tell people that are scared to do amigurumi, is that they just think that it's too intimidating. And I think I'm going to provide you everything that you need to be able to make these. So all of my books and all of my patterns that I've ever produced, they have step-by-step photos, probably more photos than you will ever need, but they are there because I want you to be able to make the item.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, the only warning I would say is it's addicting. So
It is.
it's not hard, it's addicting.
Mm-hmm.
So this was your first book, and then this is your second.
Yep, that's my second.
How fun. So you just started, like, after the first book, you weren't like, okay, one and done. You like, okay, I'm making more. Let's keep going.
Yeah. So my publishers, we did Whimsical Stitches, and then it was kind of like, all right, what's our next book going to be? And I was like, all right, well, let's do this. And because when we did Whimsical Stitches, it was kind of like, what's our theme? And Whimsical Stitches has like 5 different chapters. So there's a variety of items in it. But with Crochet Cafe, we just stuck to one theme, and we just went all with the food. And it turned out so good. It's such a cute book.
Yes, look at that little corn. I mean, are you kidding me?
And he actually comes out of his husk. It's so cute.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of it is interactive. So it's all separate pieces. So you'll see like the burger, separate pieces. Same with the spaghetti and the little falafel. And same with the lo mein. It's all different pieces so that little kids can play with it.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Know that. Okay. So then that led to Amigurumi Adventures.
Yep. Volume 1.
Yeah. You got the orca, you got the snake, you know, it's an adventure.
It's a really cute book. The whole theme is around going to these different locations where, like, we went to the forest. And so there's all these forest animals within that chapter. And so it's really fun to go and like see these different like chapters that are all based on one area. So like the orca and the shark, even the crab and there's a lot actually, there's all of them. On this one, there's a lot of the ocean animals. So you get to see like pretty much everything in that chapter.
Yeah. Keep an eye on that crab that's on the cover. We'll come back to that guy. Oh, I like that. Okay. This one's adorable. Okay.
I love this one.
It's a baby book, and it's a board book.
It is. I have a copy if you want me to show you it.
Yes, please.
It's boarded. It's a padded board book. So it's thick, but really soft. So like a little kid can hold it. Little hands can drool all over everything, you know. So it's really cute. And they're cardboard pages. So they're pretty thick.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that. When I have grandkids, they will get that.
It makes a good gift. There's a lot of people that when it came out, they were going to crochet something that was in that book and then make it as well and give it as a gift, which I thought was such a perfect idea.
That is perfect. I love that. Okay, so creative. Okay, so with the books, if you didn't want to, buy a whole book, you can buy individual patterns on your website, A Menagerie of Stitches. So you could make these Christmas ornaments and just get the pattern for them,
Mhm.
or that cute little moon ball cactus, you could just get the pattern for him. And it's a PDF, so you just print it out yourself, right?
Yep, super easy, and that's what a lot of people like. I mean, I love PDF patterns because then I don't have a ton of books around. But yeah, I offer a lot of PDF patterns just because it's easier. People can download them right away, like after they've purchased it, so then they can get started right away. So
Nice. Okay, is this where I'm gonna point that out? I think so. Let's talk about how uniformly even and perfect your stitches are.
stitches are
Like there's not a wonky stitch in sight. I mean, don't look at mine.
it takes a lot of, I mean, I always say it takes a lot of practice, but I just feel like I've crocheted so much that I just have my tension down really good. And so like I know how to do things. Like not that I know how to do things, but it's more like I can get through things and it be all even just because I'm constantly doing it. I mean, I crochet every single day. So
Wow.
yeah.
When I was crocheting, when I first got addicted to it, um, I was doing all the things, but my hands started hurting. So then I thought maybe I'm doing it wrong because there's like other ways you can do it. I forget what they call
Mhm.
it, like yarn under, yarn over, or whatever. And I was like, maybe I'm doing it wrong. But I couldn't change the way I was doing it because that's just the way
Yeah.
I'm doing
And
it.
that's the thing with, because I yarn over or yarn under, I don't, whatever it is,
No.
the term that people, I just crochet normal. Okay. And when they try to do the other way, it's just, it doesn't work for me. And I go way slower. And I would rather have more speed and like know that my thing is going to turn out the way that I want it to rather than like trying to fumble with my crochet hook and yarn. So,
Nice. Yeah, I was just like, I give it a little break. But what's nice is like you have this hand, muscle memory, and you
mhm.
can just pick it up and keep going,
Yeah,
And if you forget how to make the magic circle, the magic ring, you just look at your video and it shows it and it's great. So,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah, such wonderful stitches. My goodness,
Thank
they're
you.
just so ah. But that's good for us to see because then we can like strive for it.
Exactly.
Okay, so I had to bring out Sip the soda cup. I
I
have
love them.
made him twice, and they were both gifts, so I
Mhm.
don't have them with me. But he's so fun, and the
He is
cheese.
fun, yeah.
Oh,
He was for Crochet Cafe, so when that book came out as, like, a little promotion, for anyone that left a review, because reviews are huge in the book world,
oh.
for anyone that left a review, they got that pattern for free, and then after a certain point, I just ended up putting it on my blog, so then anyone can make him now.
Yeah, he's cute and fun. Yes, and that's another good point. Sign up for emails because then you get the blogs and you
Mhm.
get free patterns sometimes you.
Yep.
Yes, email those out. Okay, that was this little guy. Now we've got that crab from the book, and you have a kit that you
Mhm.
offer to make this guy and
Yep.
a couple others.
Yeah, there's a couple others that I have.
So you
Um,
get everything you need, the
everything.
yarn, the eyes.
Inside of that bag is actually the fiberfill. It's hard to photograph, so it's inside the bag. But you get everything that's in that picture, and it's enough, more than enough yarn and fiberfill to be able to make the crab
Nice.
and
And you
any of the other ones that come in the other kits.
yep, so that's a great gift too. If that was around when you were at the store with your grandma, she would have been, "Well, just get this kit." And then
Exactly.
you had her.
Exactly. And these are just something that I've done on this side. So they're not like, you really can only get these kits from me. So
Mm, nice. So far.
so far. I mean, wouldn't that be the dream?
They're in every store. Okay, so yes, like we pointed out, your blog has some free patterns. This is a page
Mhm.
from your website. And what I love is you don't just talk to people who already know how to crochet, you are there to help them do it.
Exactly.
And I love that because it's not like, I mean, it's for beginners, it's for
It's for
anybody.
anyone. And that was why I ended up doing a lot of the stitches and techniques are always in my books. So at the beginning of them, I always include it. So even if you are an expert and you know what you're doing, if you forget how to do that one stitch, there's pictures in the front that will help you like remember what to do. So that's why I ended up taking that stuff and just sticking it on my website so that it's very easily like anyone can access it. And it's also, there's videos on them. So you can go to my YouTube and you can find videos on how to do all of that. So
You're right. So here's the next screenshot from that. And she's got everything linked, you know, how to make a chain, how to make a bobble. Everything is linked to the website,
mhm.
the YouTube channel where it shows you.
Yep. And a
Um,
lot of the stitches are just stitches that I use that are in my patterns right now. And I do add to that list if I start using a different stitch. Because normally I don't use like the bobble stitch. That's just not something I do in amigurumi. But for certain things, I do use it as like just like a little, like a thumb on the monkey has a bobble. So I included a bobble. But yeah, it's only the stitches that I use because obviously there are tons of stitches out there, but it's just things that are in that you can find in my patterns for right now.
that makes sense. Yeah. And chain and magic circle being like key. And
Mm-hmm.
some people are like, I don't like the magic circle, but it's really easy. Like it
It
just
is.
takes a little practice and then it's like cake.
Yeah, that's the only way that I do any of my projects that are worked in the round. I just don't like the chain with the single crochet too. I don't like that.
I
It's
don't
not
do that. Yeah.
it's not my favorite.
Yeah.
And it's just always funny when I see people that are pretty expert in amigurumi and they use the chain two method, and I'm like, why are we using this still?
They're
We need to be
afraid.
using the magic ring because it's super easy. It's not very hard to do.
It isn't. It isn't. And what I found too is when you're teaching someone, because I've tried teaching people to crochet,
Mhm.
the hardest thing to teach isn't the stitches, but just how you're going to hold everything
Yeah,
and what your fingers need to do. And then once people get that, then they're ready to go. But that just takes a little practice.
it
Like,
does. Hmm.
yeah.
'Cause I know when I first started, even like my just a circle was wonky, but it's because you don't know how to hold any. Like you're completely new. I'm like, where does this yarn go? Where's this hook supposed to be? But yeah, it's funny. My sister is left-handed and she crochets right-handed because I had to teach her. So
Oh,
like she learned it from me, and so that's how she crochets.
wow. I never thought about that.
Yeah, and because I'm not left-handed, so I'm just like, I don't, you're gonna have to watch me. And even if she tries to do it left-handed, it doesn't work. So
Oh, now it's like once you learn it, it's like this is just how I
yeah.
do it. Might not be right, but this is how I do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you don't someone doesn't want to learn to crochet, you have some finishing items
Mhm.
on your website, but those can go kind of
Oh, they
quickly.
do.
So,
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
it's only if I have an excess amount of things and I don't have space for everything. So then that's when I start to kind of de-stash all of the things I've been hoarding, and I'm like, okay, it needs to go to a new home, and that's when they go into the shop. So
aw. And okay, so if you've been following your Instagram,
mhm,
and if you haven't, you should now, Menagerie of
you
Stitches
should.
on Instagram. You've been having the Easter bunnies and like
Mhm.
this little chick with the little egg and everything. So when you come up with a new pattern, how many times do you crochet that critter to get it just right?
Once.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I say once, but that does not mean that I don't frog. Like I will rip things out, but I usually only crochet it once.
Wow.
Um, and that's not to be like, oh, I know what I'm doing. It's just kind of like I have it in my head where I know how I want the design to be. And I'm really more of like an in my head designer. So like I'll start saying the rows in my head and like, okay, you need to do that. And then I'll have to write it down really quick. But I do frog. It's not uncommon for me. Like the little chick, the little one, he was a little difficult to make because I had to get the shell just right. So I had to do a lot of frogging on it. Um, but yeah, it's just kind of second nature. Like I know what I'm kind of like what I want it to look like. It's really only those ones that I'm just so stumped on that I don't know how to do correctly, and I have to like put it in timeout, and then I'll come back to it. But
Nice. Okay, so yeah, you just edit as you go. You're not gonna like start all over and make it
yeah,
again. You're just gonna modify as you go.
because that's the other thing too. When I'm crocheting, like I'm taking all this time to make something, and if it's not turning out, then I get super defeated because it's like I've just spent all these hours on this thing and it's not working. But sometimes having to just throw that piece in the garbage, like I have a little trash can next to me, and I'm like, no, that's where it's gonna go, and I'm gonna restart. And that is always something that helps me because I'm like, well, we're not doing that way anymore. Get a new piece of paper. We're writing a new pattern down, and then it works out that way. So you just sometimes there are those designs that just they work and some don't. And that's how it is, really.
Nice. Oh, that's good. And also, in cross stitch world, we talk about frogging.
Yep.
And so I never thought about it for crochet, but it's yeah,
Mhm.
it's the same thing. And it got the name, I guess, because you're ripping out stitches
Yep.
and it's rip it, rip it, rip
Mhm.
it.
Yep.
So nice.
Yeah.
Do you talk about whips too, like works in progress? Do you have
Mhm.
that too?
Yeah, I don't have many. A lot of the whips that I do have are knitting whips. There are a lot of socks.
Oh,
But I mean, I think I have I want to say like two or three socks that are on my needles. I also have a shawl, two shawls. One's Tunisian, one's knit, but
nice.
the amigurumi takes over my life. So really, that's what I always work on.
Knitting socks is on my list. I haven't done it yet, but one of these days.
It is one of those things where if you can knit socks, you can knit anything. Is what I is what I think. I didn't know how to do anything but like garter and purl, and basically that was my knitting capabilities. And so I told myself a few years ago, I said, I'm going to learn how to knit socks. Like I'm going to. And I got my needles, I got my sock yarn, and I went to YouTube and found somebody who had done a free pattern I found on Ravelry, and it was complete like step by step. I
Wow.
made my socks. I was so happy about it. And then I
Nice.
kind of got like the sock bug and I just kept on. I have at least like 5 pairs, but then there's all those ones that are like a lone sock that need a match. So
It's like, I don't wanna make the other one. The one first
no.
one wasn't that fun.
You the key is you have to start the second sock right after you finish the first one. Because then
Oh,
you just continuously work on it and you're not like
uh,
taking a break from it. So just continue. But they're not as hard as you think. Let me just tell you that.
okay, okay, that's good to
I
know.
have faith in you. You can do it.
Will you put out a book for me and some
Oh
video?
man. There are some people though, I know this is totally not crochet related, but there are people that I follow that are coming out with knitting sock books. And I just want to get all of them, but I don't have time to knit socks. Like,
Yeah.
who am I kidding?
Don't you wish you had more than 2 hands? I
I
mean,
do.
if you were an octopus, you'd be
Especially
like
yeah, especially so I can do like my hobbies over on this side and then like my work stuff over here. Like it would be perfect.
that would be good. Alright, cool. Let's see. So along with what you offer on your site are
Mhm.
the PDF patterns like we talked about, and pins and stickers
Yes.
because I got that book. I also where
Oh,
I'm
you got the pin.
I
Okay.
got the pin. Let me move this.
I love that pin.
And, like, up here
Mhm.
somewhere, there's a sticker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I love that pin, and
Yeah, it's cute.
it'd be a cute needle minder for my
It
crochet.
would. I actually think I have like a couple ones that are the backing is damaged, so that's like a really good idea to like just take it off and make it as a needle minder. That'd
Yeah,
be really cute.
yeah, because this is the little yarn guy from your logo, so
Mhm. Yeah,
he
my husband actually designed that it's a little yarn ball with a hook sticking out of it and he designed it and then we made it in a bunch of different colors and that was really fun. But he
oh,
also designed my logo. I'm not that fancy. I can't do any of that fun
that's
animation
great.
type stuff and that's what my husband does. So he made my logo for me.
Oh, Nice. Oh, that's helpful. Yay.
Really helpful because then I can just say, hey, can you make this? And then he'll do his magic.
Nice. Does he do the the book covers too?
He does help me occasionally when I need Photoshop help, like when we're trying to like line things up. But yeah, he's a whiz at that stuff. So I'm just like, here, can you edit this?
I love it. I
I'll
love
do the
it.
crocheting, you do the editing on that. So
Has he ever tried crocheting?
yes,
And
I
how
have
do you?
tried to teach him multiple times. He doesn't like acrylic yarn, which I mean, it's not everyone's favorite thing. So I give him cotton, but cotton, some of it that I have, the stuff I have is too small. So like I have to find just the right yarn. He's done a magic ring. I feel like he has, and made like a little ball, a little wonky, but we'll give him props because he finished it.
Yeah. And then he can kind of understand and appreciate, wow, you made that guy. I know how hard that is,
Oh, exactly. Because like he's really the only person that I talk to about my crocheting stuff besides my sisters. And so it's really funny where I'm like, yeah, I did like a magic ring, I did an increase, and then I went all these like I tell him all the rows, and he's like, yeah. I'm like, you know what I'm talking about. You see these things. So
It's like a whole nother language.
yeah. It really is.
Okay, so you do have another book coming out later this year.
Yes.
And
I'm really excited about it.
yay, that's going to be great. So we don't have the book to actually show you guys, but we do have the name, and Lauren's going to share some of the critters from it.
Yes. So it's actually volume 2 it's a continuation of Animal Amigurumi Adventures. So it's like a whole nother set of more patterns of animals. And this one is the lion. He's super cute. He has a little tail with little fur. This one was really fun. And he made his debut on the First Words book. He's on the cover. So it's super cute to see him, like he made his debut already. So there's that one. And then, so in this new book, there's going to be Safari, the Arctic, and Pet Shop. So those are our themes. So that's kind of like where all these ones are going to be. This is the penguin, which is super cute.
Super cute.
And then we have the Pet Shop, and this one is probably like my favorite out of all of them, but it's a little cat. And he has stripes all over. It's so cute. Oh, and he has his little toe beans.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, super cute though.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And there's more.
That's all I got for you.
I'm like, okay.
I'll just go grab all of them.
That's just a sneak peek, everybody. So we got to get the book. And also another point is, depending on the weight of yarn you use, you could make that lion big if you use a chunky kind of yarn or something.
Yeah, I've actually made the whole ocean section from the first book. I made it in cotton yarn. So like a level 1, very thin yarn, and they all turned out super small. Very cute, but like it's doable. You just have to adjust your crochet hook. So you just go down or you go up a size if you're using like super chunky yarn. But it's really fun to like mix around with it because I only use medium, like worsted weight. So it gives you like the perfect size for like a stuffed animal. But there were a couple people that had gotten volume 1 and they made it out of blanket yarn, some of the different items. They were huge and they were so cool looking. I'm like, okay, props to you because I would never be able to do that. But like it was really cool to see different yarn being used for the patterns.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, like you can make big old pancakes,
Oh, exactly. I would love to see somebody do that. That would be really fun.
Well, that's great. Okay, so we'll watch for Animal Amigurumi Adventures coming out soon, and A Menagerie of Stitches. Follow on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube,
basically
blog.
All social media. I'm just a menagerie. I pretty much have everything. I have TikTok. I have Pinterest. I mean, I do have a Twitter, but that's like, I don't go on there. It's like, I just have everything.
Nice. And I'll put links to all of that in the description below.
Perfect.
And gosh, well, I hope you'll come on again, maybe when your
Yeah.
new book comes out.
Yeah,
And
that'd be really fun. Do like a little promo for it. That'd be really fun.
yeah, and we could see what you're doing for like fall and Christmas and
Oh,
stuff.
we could. And I will have a lot of my chubby bunnies. Those will all be done by the end or like by September. So that would be really
Oh,
fun to like promote that too.
yeah, yeah, because they like have a series,
Yeah,
and those
it's
bunnies.
really fun. That's been like my thing that I've been working on the past year is just making all these bunnies. Like they
Maybe,
really they really are multiplying.
yeah,
They really are.
but that may be addicting too. Maybe you'll do like dogs or something next year, kitties or
That could
something.
it could.
All right, cool. We'll have to stay tuned and see. All right. Well, yeah, if you have any questions for Lauren, please drop them in the comments below and go over to subscribe to her YouTube channel and subscribe to this one too if you want to see more people who make stuff. And thanks again for being on,
Of
Lauren. You're
course. Thank you so much for having me. It was so much fun to just chat about all
yay.
things.
I know you've got a lot going on, so we appreciate that. So thanks, and you
Yep,
keep
of
on
course.
keeping on. And thanks everybody for watching. Bye.
Bye.